Hello there, my Capricorn Collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Capricorn, getting into your energy. Comedian vibes and sports. What are you doing? What are you doing? Comedian vibes and sports. There you got the Two of Swords. I don't feel like you need to do shit right now, to be quite honest with you. I don't feel like now's the time, but take what's yours and leave what's not. I kind of like you in this energy. I think you like you in this energy. Because you're not overwhelmed by anything. It's almost like sensory deprivation, but like when you pay to get in one of those fancy pods, just so you're kind of, you're void of any of the stimuli that would like distract you. And that's like in the positive way, Capricorn. It's like those bougie ones you can go to in a spa. The world, the night of, yeah, even your astrology is like, you don't need to do anything. Sit your ass down. Focus on you. See, this could be why you're pulling the sports energy or like the comedian vibe. So, avoiding like the stimulation. Some of you could be detoxing. Maybe you're breaking old habits, establishing new. So nicotine, caffeine, sugar, carbs, whatever the fuck. I thought I seen the Wheel of Fortune there. But what do we got here? Knight of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. Where, oh where has Capricorn gone? It's almost like you're avoiding being like overstimulated. This is like the beautifully beige sort of energy where you're just kind of, it's almost like zen as fuck, but it's where you just sort of it is beautiful peace, love, and light vibes. Because you don't. It's like you don't. Everyone else is like scampering around trying to figure out what the fuck to do, and you don't. This actually gives you an edge, and this actually creates more of an interesting sort of vibe with you. And Capricorn, you're far more interesting if people don't know who you date or how you date, because once they see the type of person that you date, they can kind of figure out how shallow you are, or they know everything about you by basically who you choose to be in partnerships with. So the fact that you're not like overstimulating yourself here, you're not allowing yourself to be overstimulated, gives you this perfect sort of balanced zen as fuck vibe. Which is very good for you, since you are the card of codependency and for some toxicity, but it's just, you got choices to make. You choose what stimulates you, what doesn't, what you're putting your time, energy, and attention into. But that's like those real bougie ones. Y'all remember the beginning of Bad Romance, where they're coming out of those bougie ones? It's like that vibe. That's people that they pay for that. Oh, sweet Jesus. Capricorn. There's the Ace of Swords at the bottom. That's giving like tuning fork vibes as well. So I don't really see you doing like Reiki or something like that, but some of you, I think you've kind of figured out like the next best equivalent to that. The sports vibe on this is kind of given like maybe it's like physiotherapy with you, or whatever you use to kind of stay grounded, centered, and focused. So where some might see it as esoteric, you're kind of getting more the scientific sort of version of that. You know what I mean? But I feel like even your astrology is saying, sit your ass down. You don't need to work that hard. Let everyone else sort of tire themselves out here. Because the less someone knows about you, the more interesting you are. Because once someone sees who you date or who you choose to sort of hang around with, they can kind of sum you up pretty quick. And the fact that you're not able to be summed up here pretty quick makes you far more fucking interesting. I feel like this is a choice for you, though. I don't think it's you really give a fuck what anybody else is thinking. It's kind of just you. It's beautifully beige, and you're void of any of the stimulants. You're not letting yourself be overwhelmed with just any kind of frivolous sort of option or opportunity, or some of you a lot of unnecessary. Some of you could be doing like fasting or something like that, because it feels like you're paying attention to your carbohydrates, caffeine, sugar, nicotine, anything like that. So it's almost a regimented vibe with you, which is rather appropriate for you, Capricorn. Fuck, even the astrology says no. Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Page of Wands to the Ace of Cups. Ay, sweet Jesus. Yeah, that's what sets you apart from the rest. There you are in that Emperor energy, and there you are. There's a competitiveness to you. So someone does sports, because that would be what a sports person would do. Focusing on yourself. Focusing on yourself. It's less stimulation, and it's less just sort of unnecessary. It's less unnecessary. Someone is really counting their calories, because it's given the vibes of not drinking your calories. So you could be in training mode. You could be in sort of, this could be self-healing when it comes to you. There's like this sort of physiotherapy type side to this, but if it's not like that, it's kind of like maybe what the esoteric sort of version of that would be. Those of you, if you can, the bougie spots. Someone don't like the fact that you have like focused on yourself. That Queen of Swords. That Queen of Swords don't like the fact that you have. This is sort of the story of your success, or the story of a lot of successful people here, Capricorns. I don't know if you're going to be writing a book when you sign your contract or what, but I like this for you. Just because you can doesn't mean that you do, and just because the options or opportunities are there doesn't mean that they necessarily are. Because that Two of Cups feels like you. I don't feel like you're going to go into a relationship or partnership. It's kind of like you finding that balance within yourself. Ay, for fuck's sake, Capricorn. Boy, I love it when y'all are interesting like this. Instead of just, you're paying attention. And everyone notices. And some of you, people can sum you up by who the fuck you date. Or who the fuck you choose to be in partnership with. And keeping yourself sort of like balanced. Maybe you're changing your look, you're changing your style, or you're just sort of resting, relaxation. Some of y'all could be doing like acupuncture. It's kind of, I don't know, you kind of straddle the line between like physiotherapy or something like that, and then like the esoteric. So you have like the scientific version of it, and then you would have what you would find at a bougie spa. So take what's yours and leave what's not. You don't have to work that hard, and for some of you, you don't. You need the rest and the relaxation. You need beautifully beige. Beautifully beige. Some of you seriously do like it is like the deprivation tanks, but it's the beginning of Bad Romance, where they're coming out of those fancy ones. It's like that vibe. But that's like a good detox energy. That's like a good Zen focus vibe. You're not allowing everyone else to sort of muck up the energy you got going on there. If you're a sports person, this is kind of what you have to do. So you eat well, get plenty of rest, moisturize, hydrated, all that good stuff. Taking care of yourself. Over the inconclusive Ten of Swords is the King of Wands and the Lover's vibe. See, this is where your energy gets interesting. Date, don't date. You could be in a relationship or partnership. You're making that choice. I don't feel like a relationship or partnership right now is really what's keeping you stuck. I think you're far more focused on you. Because the Lover's vibe there and that Two of Cups, it feels like you. Because this is like the positive version of you, Capricorn. Instead of, you know, what we typically see. Where are you at, Capricorn? Where are you at in your own reading? Some of you, I think, are in a relationship or partnership. It's just too new, or you're not really worried about it or concerned about it. So there you are. You showed up with the Knight of Swords, Capricorn, the Four of Cups there with the Nine of Swords. So you're all about the moderation here. I feel like you're focused more on this energy, Capricorn. I mean, there's you, and then once you sort of detox and get that beautifully beige energy, this is sort of the vibe with you. So take what's yours, leave what's not. I don't feel like a relationship or partnership is going to keep you stuck or stagnant, because if it does, you're going to get out of it. Someone don't like the fact that you're not open for relationships, partnerships, or some of you partying. I do feel like you kind of stop partying. You're not drinking your calories. So that's something that you're paying very close attention to. This is very regimented, but it's actually very good. You're avoiding yourself of any of the sort of unnecessary temptations, right? If you're going on a diet, you're not going to buy a bunch of chocolate, right? It's kind of like that vibe. Some of you know that makes you far more interesting as well, because the ambiguity and the androgyny with you just means someone don't know. Because once they see who you hang around with or who you date, they can kind of sum up whether you're shallow or kind of who you are as a person. And that, for some of you, kind of changes up the vibe. And that's something that you're looking at, you're taking into consideration here. That's why I feel like if you are in a relationship or partnership, you're happy, you're content in it. And those of you who are happy single, you're happy single. Inversion table energy here. Some of you could be doing a lot of it kind of feels esoteric, but it feels like the scientific form of it. So inversion tables, sweet Jesus. Take what's yours and leave what's not here. This is just a simplification of things. You don't have to do that much, and some of you, now's not the time anyway. Watch your favorite astrologer. This is a focus on you. Stay very grounded. Stay very focused. Know yourself. Take care of yourself. You'll know if it's the right vibe, but some of you, I feel like you want to go from that sort of feeling stuck or stagnant to this sort of, it's that energy. But I feel like that's just you, Capricorn. Not necessarily in a relationship or partnership, or how you come across to like others when it comes to that. This is kind of all about you, and for fuck's sake, it should always be. Especially when you need to be self-care here. Self-care. Because you pulled all four aces. But the last one was the Ace of Pentacles with you. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and there's the Ace of Pentacles. There's success, but you got to train like a champion. And a lot of that is beautifully beige. Good luck, God bless, peace, love, and light, Capricorn. Good for you.